Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's been a long time, but wanted to get on here and give you guys a quick life update, what I've been up to since Nationals. First and foremost, let's start with Nationals, right? Exactly what happened. I haven't posted the show day video, and quite frankly, I'm not gonna post it because I didn't even get I didn't get first call out. I didn't get second call out. I got last call out on the national show, right? And it was very eye opening for me. It was my first national show, so I have an idea where I got to improve and where I stand. In order to become a pro, right? It was very eye opening for me. I feel somewhat delusional thinking that I had a chance at the national level after seeing the competition that I was going to get up against. And quite frankly, I wasn't in the right mindset going into that show just because I mentally and physically I was already tapped out. It was my third show and I was on prep for already 19 weeks. I was tapped out mentally. I didn't really want to record anything. I didn't. I wasn't in the best mental state. I wasn't in a bad mood at all. I was super grateful for having my girlfriend there. My parents were there to support. It was I had an awesome time with my family afterwards. I made it into a whole trip. Ended up visiting different food, a bunch of food places and barbecues around the city of Dallas. Overall, as far as my prep, I'm super happy with the package that I brought. More so in my second show, right? I competed in three shows. My second show, I definitely peaked the best. I was the driest. I wasn't the fullest. I could have came in a little bit fuller, but we had to push more so for conditioning. But I definitely was the tightest. Come nationals, I started retaining a lot of water and my body was stressed out and wasn't responding the way that we wanted it to, which happens. But definitely, I am grateful for the experience. I know where I got to improve, like I've said for the fifth time. I have to put on a lot of size, which is where I stand today, right? After the show, um, I gave my body a break. I traveled a little bit. I went to Tokyo for New Year's, Tokyo, Japan, and I visited South Korea. I had an amazing trip. Let my body recover, heal, and just enjoying time and food with my family. And since then, that was in December. Right now, we're in the beginning of March. It's March 5th right now. Um, Once I got back from the trip, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks after, right? So like mid January is when I started my off season, right? So I'm currently in the eighth week of my off season. So it's been 8 weeks and I'm putting on size. I'm making the improvements that I need to make in order to be a contender in the national stage, guys. So, you know, if you're really into competing and you really want to make those improvements to your body, you got to make the sacrifice of losing conditioning, right? You don't want to get too overweight where you start putting on body fat or start losing your abs essentially, but you definitely got to get rid of the conditioning, which is where I am now. I'm not as shredded, obviously. You can probably tell by my face, but I'm putting on size. I'm weighing 207 pounds, right? Compared to when I was on stage, I was weighing roughly 180. So I've put on roughly like 25 pounds so far. Not all of it's muscle, but little by little, I'm putting on a lot of size. So I'm just enjoying the off season, enjoying a lot of food, enjoying training heavy and hard, and um, pushing the food little by little, pushing the gear little by little. Right, I'm not on a lot, a crazy amount, but I'm on uh, um, a good amount for me to make progress. I'll probably make another video on that in the future. So main thing that I got out of the national show is that Again, I need to put on size. Just being backstage with those guys, I knew it wasn't my time to become pro yet. It was very, like I said, eye opening. So I hope to make those improvements and take you guys along the journey with me. All right. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna walk you guys through one of my workouts I filmed a few weeks ago. And from here on out, I'm gonna be showing you essentially what I'm doing, how I'm eating, how I'm training. This is gonna be the off-season series, right? I'm still trying to get my pro card, so this is just the next stepping stone to get there. Going through an off season, trying to put on size, trying to maximize muscle gains, right? So for those of you that are looking to build more muscle, right, get stronger in the gym and reach your full potential, right? This is the series that you want to watch. You want to watch my vlogs. I'm going to be giving you guys tons of content, tips on how to eat more, essentially how to maximize muscle gains, all right? So super excited for this series and catch you guys on the next clip. Peace. What's going on, YouTube? So this is the first workout of my bulk series, right? Hoping to bring you guys along, showing you what I'm doing to maximize my gains to become a pro contender, because at the end of the day, that's why I'm doing all this. Not only because I have a passion for it and I love it, but I have the goal of trying to become pro, so I'm gonna do everything I can to get there. And one of the judges' feedback for the national show was to work on my chest, right? My chest has always been a weak point, and also they want me to get wider lats. So starting this off season, I'm pretty much doing a push-pull split. I'm hitting chest and back 3 times a week. All right. So this is one of my chest workouts. I like to start with this Panada Smith machine dual press. It really stretches out your chest very well. As you can see, the handles not only come down, but they come down and out to the sides, which puts a ton of tension on your chest. And here I have roughly about 25 kilos on each side. And lately, I've been tracking everything in kilos because the plates that we have here in my gym are only kilos. All right, so I believe this is my second top set with 25 kilos, really working to get 10 to 15 reps here. All right, after that, I dropped it to 20 kilos and did a drop set. As you can see, even though the weight's lighter, I'm not trying to move it faster. I do try to press up as hard as I can, but on the way down, it's the same tempo as if I were doing the 25 kilos. So regardless of how heavy you're going, you should always be able to control the weight and go through a full range of motion. Don't let the load of the weight control your range of motion, how you execute the exercise. Execution always comes first before the weight, all right? After that, my chest was pretty fried, right? But I had to get some flies in, which really accentuates the pump, right? After having my chest pumped up with incline pressing, right, I went on to this pec deck. And as you can see, going slow and controlled, right, and making sure I feel the stretch for every single rep and control the negative. It's very important for when you're doing any kind of fly or pressing movement that you keep your shoulder blades back and down pinned. Don't let your shoulders roll forward, as it can put a lot of stress on that shoulder joint. All right, so that was I just showed you one set. From there, I moved on to the Panada dip machine. Okay. It's so funny, like looking at this, I know most people say I look great, but I can tell I've put on some body fat. You can even tell around my waist. This shirt used to fit me loose, and just looking at myself, I'm like, damn, man, I've put on some fat. But that's part of the process when you're trying to bulk, right? So here, when you're trying to put on muscle, you got to minimize the fat gain as much as possible, but it's still inevitable, right? And yeah, that's what's going on here. This is my second set, right, of this dip machine. I'm doing it tricep focused here. As you can see, I'm more upright, a lot of elbow flexion, really trying to stretch it out at the top the best I can and squeeze at the bottom always controlling that negative, right? And I'm tracking all my weights. Here I have roughly 55 kilos, right? Always trying to beat the logbook, right? So I log my weights, right? I log the amount of reps and sets I do, and I always try to improve on that. Either do more sets, do more reps, or do a little bit more weight, as long as I'm able to maintain form. From there, moved on to dumbbell lateral raises with a controlled negative. I see a lot of people doing lateral raises. They swing the weight up and down. And if you want to make it more intense and put more tension onto your delts, control the negative. And ideally, try to pause at the top. I've been trying to do a pause at the top to increase intensity, but I have to go super light to do that. And, I don't like to go too light either. I don't want to train like a pussy, you know what I mean? But I really do my best to try to control the negative when I'm doing these lateral raises, okay? And not only that, for most people, it's really hard for them to get that mind-muscle connection for lateral raises. And I feel like doing pauses and slow and controlled negatives really help to get a better mind-muscle connection, because you know where to position your arms to maximize the tension, right? You go by feel, right? So controlling the negative goes a very long way to improve that mind-muscle connection. Because if you're doing it pause and you're feeling it, say like on your chest, then you're doing something wrong, right? But yeah, guys, this is how I'm looking roughly 4 or 5 weeks into my bulk. I've lost a lot of my conditioning. I'm not lean anymore, but do have a lot more energy. I am a lot stronger, which is what's necessary to put on the muscle, right? In the off season, you got to be okay with putting on some body fat. Still have some abs, but obviously not as lean as when I'm, the show day, right? That's only temporary. At the end of the day, we're bodybuilders, so we have to put muscle on our bodies. And it requires to put on a bit of body fat in order to do so, right? But thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys on the next video.